very quiet. It's just weird being in here with it kind of empty.
For years, we watched as Anna and Ava Bullard spoke before legislative committees and lobbied in the halls.
But I kept coming, and Ava kept coming with me.
I'm Ava Bullard. And
They kept coming, kept telling their story, hoping lawmakers would listen. Ironic, since as a baby, Ava's mom thought her daughter was deaf. She would cry at odd times and didn't seem to respond to sounds. But she's not deaf.
No, she could hear. I can hear.
It wasn't a hearing impairment. It was autism.
She was nonverbal. She had no skills whatsoever when she was 2.5, 3 years old. So no feeding skills, play skills. The shocking part was that none of the services that were prescribed by the physician were covered in the state of Georgia by insurance or by Medicaid.
Determined to help, they maxed out their credit cards. Their families chipped in too, hoping ABA, applied behavioral analysis, would make a difference. After a few weeks, the progress was obvious. What was her first word?
Cheeto? Cheeto, I think it was Cheeto.
We're basically figuring out the function. Why is this person doing the behavior that they're doing?
That's ABA-trained therapist Lindsay Jones. She says it is an important tool to help children and their parents find healthy ways to communicate before frustration turns to aggression.
Stop!
Sometimes the youth either get too big and their aggression becomes dangerous. I think that's the times that we see the parents where they feel overwhelmed and they just can't handle it.
And we know when that happens, children are more likely to be abandoned.
Thank you for listening today.
That's why Anna and Ava wanted a law to require commercial insurance and Medicaid cover ABA and other therapies for children with autism. It took 7 years.
The law was signed by Governor Deal right there.
We're going to do something about that today.
Not only did Georgia mandate insurance providers cover therapies for children with autism, it set a high Medicaid reimbursement rate compared to other states.
So that has brought a lot of providers here to Georgia.
Clap, clap.
It is proof that if you properly fund a program, providers willing to deliver it will come.
Just stop. And I'm gonna need you to get your hands on my face.
Child welfare advocates say it is time to take the same approach to other parts of our behavioral health care system, and we can't wait 7 years to do it.
If we don't address the parity issue, then we're going to continue to struggle.
Gwen Skinner is the vice president of operations for Devereux, a psychiatric residential treatment facility in Metro Atlanta.
Devereux serves children with significant emotional disturbance.
It is one of the few facilities that will work with children struggling with aggressive tendencies, another gap in our behavioral health care system.
It's a specialized service, and so you have to accept that it's going to cost more.
It may cost more, but she says Georgia doesn't pay more, forcing her facility and others to take patients from states that do reimburse at higher rates. For example, Georgia pays about $2,800 for a child to receive a week of treatment at Devereux. Florida will pay $4,200.
The providers are beginning to take more and more out-of-state youth in order to remain financially viable. And so that means Georgia youth, when they have those needs, there's nowhere to go.
She says that gap leads to problems with access and workforce. According to Voices for Georgia's Children, there's a shortage of mental health professionals in almost every county. Nearly half don't even have a single full-time psychiatrist or psychologist. That's why Skinner jumped at the opportunity to serve on the state's Behavioral Health Reform and Innovation Commission.
My first thought was, I want to be a part of that. But then my second thought was, I hope it's not going to be just another commission that makes recommendations and doesn't result in sustainable change.
She hasn't seen that change yet, but believes the next legislative session will be different.
I think it was right here.
Anna and Ava warn not everyone will want to spend the money.
I'll never forget one of the legislators looked at me and he said, "It's not personal." And I thought, it's very personal. It's very, very personal.
According to Georgia's Insurance Commission, Ava's law has increased monthly insurance premiums by 97 cents.
I am Ava Camille Bullard and I'm 8 years old.
But Ava says, look at what that dollar has done for her.
I wouldn't be where I am today at all.
From a toddler that couldn't talk to a senior at Tombstone High School, a cheerleader at the top of her class as a dual enrollment student at Georgia Southern.
We just didn't give up.
You just kept coming back.
Kept coming back. I think they were shocked every time.
A lot.
So what are we going to do next?
As Georgia looks at how to help those children with severe emotional disturbances, the Bullards hope their story offers some hope that change can happen if you're willing to fight.